गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Please keep up standing for University Anthem.
जय भारत वर्षोत्कर्ष विधायिनी जय विश्व विजयिनी जय विद्ये जन गण मनोरंजनी जय हे जय जननी शिक्षानुसंधान लक्ष्य विद्या प्रदाने सुरक्षा भुवने जयतु प्रयुक्ति परशाला क्षेमा प्रवर्तिनी ज्ञानेन शीलेन लोला विज्ञान नैपुण्यमाला भुवने जयतु प्रतिभा वर्षाला प्रकाश वितारिणी लोक प्रधानैक सेवा श्रद्धानुरागैक भावा लोक प्रधानैक सेवा श्रद्धानुरागैक भावा भुवने जयतु प्रचार सुखशाला प्रशमा प्रदायिनी जय हे जय हे जय हे शिक्षानुसंधान जय हे.
Now the time for presentation of flower bouquet to the honorable guest on dais.
May I request our Honorable Chancellor to declare the convocation open.
Declare the sixth convocation open.
Now the Honorable Vice Chancellor will address the welcome address and report.
Honorable Chancellor, Professor Khageshwar Pradhan Sir, distinguished Chief Guest, Your Excellency the Governor, Professor Ganeshilal Sir, distinguished guests, Honorable Union Minister Shri Nitin Jairam Gadkari Ji, Honorable Union Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, Honorable State Minister Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu Sir, Honorable members of the Board of Management and Academic Council, distinguished members of the Advisory Board, Registrar Professor Vibhuti Bhushan Pradhan, esteemed deans of faculties, my colleague faculty members and research scholars, respected parents and guardians witnessing this event, graduates and recipients of the degrees and medals, and the alumni of Shiksha Anusandhan University, our global ambassadors, and all other members of the SWA fraternity who are present here. It is my humble privilege to extend a very warm welcome to all of you on the occasion of the sixth convocation of the Shiksha Anusandhan deemed to be university. Let us collectively extend our heartiest felicitations to each one of the graduates and awardees for having successfully completed their academic journey riding the chariot of quality and excellence drawn by Shiksha Anusandhan University. We are singularly fortunate that His Excellency, Professor Ganeshilal, is with us as the chief guest of this function. For the state of Odisha, you are the Honorable Governor, sir. But for us at SOA University, sir, you are a guru, a guide, and a guardian. You have the analytical brilliance. You have the analytical brilliance of simplifying the complexities of life. Your genuine affection for the academic fraternity is unparalleled. We are grateful to you, sir, for your kind blessings for our university. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be a grave blunder if our other three guests present on the dais are considered as mere political personalities. Each one of them is a statesman of the highest commitment to the country and has made enormous contribution in reshaping modern India into a nation which is envied by the entire world today. Shri Nitinji Jairam Gadkari has single-handedly woven his magic wand in giving India an unbelievable network of connectivity accomplished at an incredible speed. We are extremely grateful to you, sir, for sparing your valuable moments to inspire us. Son of the soil, Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji, has been instrumental in creating a resurgent India. He has created a resurgent India by energizing every household in the country and providing and strengthening the hands of each and every homemaker of India by bringing them within the ambit of the much celebrated Ujjwala Yojana through his visionary capabilities. Sir, we are grateful for your benevolence. Our very own and very beloved Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu. Sir, through your dedication and distinctive style, you are rapidly converting Bhubaneswar into an academic hub comparable to Cambridge and Harvard. We are keenly looking forward to all our honored guests to bless us with their wisdom and inspirational advice. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege to share with you the strides your own university has taken in the recent years to be counted as one of the foremost institutions of higher education of India. As per the Government of India's National Institutional Ranking Framework, SOA was ranked within the top 25 universities in the country for 2 consecutive years, 2018 and 19. And not just that, ours is the youngest university to have found this place within the top 25 for 2 consecutive years. This year, the university has also broken into the world rankings by being placed in the 600 plus category by the Times Higher Education World Ranking, while in the QS India ranking, we were ranked within the top 50 universities in the country, and the only private university from Odisha, next to IIT Bhubaneswar and NIT Rourkela. The university has already been granted the graded autonomy by the University Grants Commission, and ABET of USA has already recognized 4 of its technical programs and accredited with the ABET accreditation, which is a very great achievement. There are just about 3 or 4 higher education institutions in the entire country who have this achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, Shiksha Anusandhan University has taken an unprecedented step of launching a center for preservation, propagation, and restoration of ancient culture and heritage of India, in short, Prachin, which will work towards preservation of the nation's glorious past in all spheres. This center is expected to be a game changer in restoring nationwide pride emanating from our bejeweled heritage and culture. I am extremely honored to inform you that SOA University has now become the destination for many an important national event, including the very, very prestigious National Children's Science Congress, the All India Vice Chancellor's Conference, and in near future this university is going to host the centenary celebration of Dr. Vikram Ambalal Sarabhai, known as the father of Indian space program, in collaboration with the Indian Space Research Organization, and also next week we are going to host the Odisha Bigyan and Paribesh Congress. Not only that, the convention infrastructure established by SOA has made it the most sought-after destination for many international and national medical, dental and other professional conferences, and very recently the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh conducted its national executive meeting at this very same venue. And I am very pleased to inform you, ladies and gentlemen, that this year, for the first time, your university has opened up its portals to overseas students, and nearly 200 international students have joined SOA this year. Now, with the kind permission of the Honorable Chancellor, I'll give a very brief report on the university's academic progress. The recipients of degrees and awards who have been taken on record at the 6th convocation being held today includes 1 honoris causa degree to be awarded, 167 doctoral PhD degrees, 4 Chancellor's Gold Medals for all-round performance, 132 University Gold Medals for academic performance, and in all, during the period under discussion, 1,243 postgraduates and 4,542 undergraduates have completed their academic program. And the details of this are available with the booklet in your hand. And with this, I once again welcome you to your very beloved, to your blessed, and to an university that you can be proud of, Shiksha Anusandhan, for its 6th convocation on this day, the 16th of November 2019. Jai Hind. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I now seek your permission to present Dr. Devi Prasad Duwari, our recipient for today's Doctorate in Science honoris causa. May I request Professor Devi Prasad Duwari to please come on the dais. I'll read out his citation. A distinguished scientist in the domains of astronomy and astrophysics, Professor Devi Prasad Duwari is currently the Director of Birla Planetarium and the Director Research and Academics in the MP Birla Institute of Fundamental Research, Kolkata. Born on the 27th January 1962, Professor Duwari had the rare distinction of having completed his doctoral degree under the illustrious Professor Jayant Vishnu Narlikar. He has had a distinguished academic career with top bracket performance. His thesis was applauded by the Astronomical Society of India as one of the best theses. His academic, research and subject-related accomplishments have earned him a faculty position in the University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology, UK. He is also a much sought-after visiting scientist in various universities and observatories in UK, Italy, Germany, France, Belgium, Switzerland, and the United States of America. He is also a visiting faculty at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and Presidency University, Kolkata. He has played an immense role in popularizing astronomy and making it an interesting household name. He is a great inspiration for the younger generations. And apart from being a mentor, a resource scientist, and a member of the INSPIRE program of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, he is also a part of the National Standing Committee of the INSPIRE internship program. He has been handpicked as a member of the Advisory Committee for Technology Vision 2035 by the Government of India, and he is also a member of the Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council. He is a member of the National Council of Science Museums, Government of India. He is a highly decorated individual. He is the recipient of various international national awards, including the highest award by the West Bengal government, Rabindra Puraskar. He is a fellow of the Royal Astronomical Society, a member of the International Astronomical Union, apart from being associated with several scientific journals, and his publications include over 200 articles on popular astronomy and several books for children to create awareness about astronomy and space science. Ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of his immense contribution towards popularization, education, and research in the spheres of astronomy and astrophysics, Shiksha Anusandhan, deemed to be university, at its 6th convocation, confers upon Professor Duwari the honoris causa degree of Doctor of Science on this day, the 16th of November 2019. And may I request the Honorable Chancellor to hand over the citation to Professor Duwari.
By virtue of the power vested me as the Chancellor of Shiksha Anusandhan University, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science of this university, and in token thereof, you are presented with the certificate.
Now the address by Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu, Honorable Minister, Government of Orissa.
On this sixth convocation of Shiksha Anusandhan University, Honorable Governor, the Chief Guest, Professor Ganesh Lalji, Honorable Union Minister, Sri Nitin Jairam Gadkarji, Honorable Union Minister, Sri Dharmendra Pradhanji, and respected Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Register, and all the members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. Shiksha Anusandhan, deemed to be university, has already carved a niche for itself within a span of 12 years. I am glad to know that the founder of this institution, Professor Manoranjan Naik, was a brilliant student and an academician of repute. Shiksha Anusandhan has come to be known for its academic environment and thrust on research. It has climbed the ladder first to be ranked as the 24th best in the country. It is gratifying to know that Shiksha Anusandhan, deemed to be university, has got into the world ranking platform as well. The university has performed consistently over the years in areas of academics and research while extending its support to programs designed to benefit the community. The Shiksha Anusandhan, deemed to be university, has also established the Center for Environment and Climate, a research center which is a timely step keeping in view the environmental challenges the country has been facing in recent times. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all of you for the successful completion of course. This convocation is a significant milestone in your academic growth. Since its inception, this institution has successfully created an excellent academic ambience to inspire the future generations. Our state is marching ahead with commitment to develop the field of agriculture, health, education, industrialization, and in many other fields. Higher education has been given special priority by our government. Today's Odisha is the most sought-after destination of the students of our neighboring states. It bears the glory of becoming an educational hub of higher education in East Zone. In view of this, Higher Education Department has also prepared its own mission and vision for the future. Our mission is to provide access to quality education in higher education sector with equity and excellence. We are preparing programs for strengthening research and innovations and to expand vocational education and skill development. We are giving priority to remove regional imbalances by setting up institutions in unserved and underserved areas. Government is seriously concerned on proper functioning of career counseling and placement cells, in colleges and universities. To cater the need of higher education and meet the emerging challenge, we are also in mind for establishment of new universities, upgrading of existing autonomous colleges to universities, conversion of colleges to cluster universities, providing infrastructure grants, opening of new medical college, vocationalization of higher education at degree level, setting up state-level teachers training college, and establishing center of excellence in all universities. Education is key to progress. Education makes a man perfect and brings sea change in the society. On this auspicious occasion, you should take a place to excel in future and dedicate yourself in building of a prosperous state. Today, Shiksha Anusandhan is marching ahead to achieve academic excellence, developmental infrastructure, and a peaceful atmosphere. It is taking long strides ahead and will soon prove to be a long-distance runner in the academic map of Odisha, as well as the country. I hope it will keep maintaining its spirit and go on producing meritorious students who can bring laurels from the country, for the country. Thank you all.
Member of academia faculty, academia family, young friends from the university, I am told this year, this prestigious university get admission of more than 200 foreign students from the different part of world. Friends, today I am little bit jealous and envious towards you. My friend Arun Sahuji and me are the student of Utkal University. Utkal University is going to have its 75th years of birthday very soon in this month. I am jealous because in those days, this kind of prestigious function we could not organize in our university. Congratulations to all the young friends. You are fortunate to have the part of this glorious journey. Today I don't want to take much of your time. Those who are getting certificate citation today, it's a very memorable day for all of you. You will enter to a new journey of your life. The time of joy, time of enjoyment is over. The time of responsibility, time of delivery has started. Clock has already ticking. I am confident in your next career, you all will be one institution, not only a person, one institution. Friend, as a citizen of Odisha, citizen of this great country, India, I strongly believe, whatever our advantage, whatever our USP, though Odisha is a very mineral-rich state, lot of natural resources are available here. Once upon a time, the state was very high spot of the economic activities. Today things are something different. But where is the answer? This is the nature of the time. Sometimes somebody will be at top, somebody will be at down. The cycle will go on. But I am here to put forth a idea, put forth a question in front of you. If this is the story of Odisha, this is the story of India also. There is no dearth of capacity, there is no dearth of resource in this great country. But challenge is, the problem is how to ignite that. I think university are the natural point of new idea, new thinking, and innovative thinking. This university, I am confident, is going to fulfill our requirement of knowledge, because 21st century is the knowledge of, is century of knowledge. The nature of job is going to change. Service industry, knowledge-based industry is going to emerge in a big way. And universities are the new breeding ground, university always the breeding ground of new idea, but in the knowledge-based century, the knowledge-based economy, the new idea are bound to come from this great place. I am again congratulating all of you. You have enjoyed your time in this university. The university is very young, but university has created a mark in its journey, mark in global educational roadmap, educational map, also in our country, in our state. Being a private university, you have lot of flexibility. Please raise up to the occasion. Please come out with new idea. Please compel policymakers like us to accept your idea. Unless until you give new idea, there are a lot of difficulties in the way ahead. With this expectation, two more important dignitaries will speak. The two eloquent speakers, innovative and independent thinker, will benefit of their ideas and speech. Again, I congratulate all of you and congratulate and give my big thanks to institution for inviting me to be part of this great journey. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, sir. Now the address by Honorable Union Minister Sri Nitin Jairam Gadkari ji.
Honorable Governor Ganeshilal ji, my cabinet colleague Adaraniya Dharmendra Pradhan ji, the Education Minister Adaraniya Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu, the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, all respectable dignitaries and dear friends. It is really a great pleasure for me that one of the important reasons which I am very much impressed by the great contribution of this university in the field of higher education. It is really a great pleasure. And also a pleasure and pride for me. The university is not only recognized on national level, but now this university is recognized up to the world standards. That is also a great achievement for the university. Dear friends, the knowledge is very important. Innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research and skill. We name it as a knowledge. And conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for the country. The technology is important. The resources are important. But the most important thing is the appropriate vision, appropriate knowledge is equally important. I always talking about the two important philosophies. One is conversion of waste into wealth, and other philosophy is conversion of knowledge into wealth. We can convert waste into wealth. It is depending upon the technology, innovation and research that we can develop, we can change, we can transform waste into wealth. I am from last many years, I am working on waste. And I always talking to the people that no one is waste in the society. No material is in the waste. It is depending upon the leadership, the vision, the technology, the research. Then you can convert waste into wealth. I am a member of parliament from Nagpur, and in my corporation, 8 years before we start a project, and we are selling now our sewage water, toilet water to government of Maharashtra and getting 300 crore rupees royalty per year. So everything is possible. So no one is waste. If anyone is West, it means that there is no appropriate technology is there, no proper leadership is there. And you get the appropriate technology and leadership from the education. And education is very important. And here I also appreciate in the university, there are 13 special research centers and 38 research labs. Research is very important. Our country need to have more concentration on research. And I'm telling you about the road construction. 6 months before, one of the engineer from Malaysia, he met me and he present me a technology. Only in place of steel, they are using steel fiber in precast. And by that technology, it is possible to save 20% cost of flyovers and bridges. I immediately refer to it, our engineers in NHI. They are asking me a lot of questions. Ultimately, we have formulated a committee under the chairmanship of IIT professor of Mumbai. And I asked them to visit to Malaysia and please verify. After coming back, they give me the report. And now we are implementing that technology. The small technology is there, only in place of steel, we are using steel fiber in precast. That is going to reduce the 20% cost of flyovers and bridges. So this is a result of new research, new innovations. We should think out of box. Dharmendra ji is our petroleum minister and he is importing lot of crude oil for the country. I always talking to him, telling to him, and he's taking very, very historical decisions that we are making alternative fuels. We are making biofuels, ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG and electric. Even last 26 January, our Air Force helicopters and fighter jet, we use bio-aviation fuel, making from jatropha. Now in Orissa, you have got lot of non-edible oil seeds. Ratanjot, Moha, Sal, Karanj and Toli. You can convert into aviation fuel, bio-aviation fuel. Dharmendra ji was present. We have taken one spice jet flight from Dehradun to Delhi using 25% bio-aviation fuel from jatropha. So this is the future of our country. And I am confident that our young generation is very competent. You go all over the world, everywhere, our software engineers are well recognized. They have highest reputation. One of the Japanese industries was telling me, when we have an interview for software engineer, if there is an application from an Indian student, without taking interview, we immediately select him. I don't know the reason, but what is the thing that Indian software engineers prove to be very, very competent in the world. Out of 10 good doctors, out of 10 doctors in USA, the 4 doctors are Indians. We have got everything. But the problem is that we are a rich nation with a poor population. The strong political will we need. We need good knowledge. We need good research. And we need good initiative and good leadership and good policies. And that is the reason that you are the future of our country. Whatever the expenditure we are making on education, it is an investment. It is a capital investment for the future. And your contribution, your approach, your vision in the different field of the country, I am confident that it is going to give tremendous profit, tremendous support to the country. I will request you one of the things that better way, if it is possible for you to more concentrate on agriculture. I am a minister for MSME and at the same time we have a very back history, good record. Now the country is facing the problem of poverty, unemployment. And it is, we can make it. Our country is economically strong. The only problem is that we need innovative, appropriate policies for that. And here we can change our agriculture. We can change our forest. And we have tremendous potential that we can make India economically strong, a super economic power in the world. So the knowledge is the most important thing. And we have got the laboratories, the research laboratories, everything we have. But our people are doing really extremely well. our nuclear scientists, everywhere. You go into any field of the society, everywhere now the country is changing. And it is really important for all of us. The most important thing, the knowledge is important. But at the same time, our basic strength is value-based education. That is also important. Only knowledge is not sufficient. With the knowledge, at the same time, we need the persons having good character. Chal, chalan, vyavhar and charitra is equally important. So knowledgeable is equally important and the character is also equally important. We have a history, itihas, virasat and sanskruti. And that is really a pride for all of us. And that is the unique thing in India, that we are very, very different from other countries. And this value-based education with knowledge, with science, technology, innovation, research, everything, it is going to be a very, very appropriate combination for the future. And I am always feeling that the students who are here, you are the future of our country. You have a tremendous potential. Your positive attitude and your credibility is very important. I remember one thing in my life. When I was a minister in Mumbai, Maharashtra, at that time I was constructing Mumbai-Pune Express Highway and the Worli-Bandra Sea Link project and 55 flyovers in Mumbai. I don't have money with the government. So at that time I decided to raise money from the capital market. Everyone was laughing to me. I was there in one press conference. I was rejected the tender of Reliance Industries. Dhirubhai Ambani was there at that time. He quoted for 3,600 crore. I'm talking about 96, 97, 98. So we reject the proposal and decided to complete this project with government, and we have formulated one MSRDC, Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation. In one of the media, people ask me, how much money you have? I tell them 5 crore rupees. How much amount it will require for you to complete this project? I just say it is 1,800 crore. And the cost of the project which was offered by Reliance was 3,600 crore. So we reject the proposal. He say, yes, you have 5 crore rupees and you are going to complete this project. How much time it will take? They were 2.5 years. Every media people was laughing. What is it with you? How you can claim this? And how it can be possible? I was very much disturbed. I give one answer. If there is a will, there is a way. And if there is no will, there is only survey, discussion, seminar, committee, subcommittee and research group. So my strong political will is the only strength for me, and I am confident that we will complete the project. And dear friends, we complete the project 2.5 years with the cost of 1,600 crores, saving 1,000 crores. And that road to be proved to be one of the first express highway in the country. So the positive attitude, confidence, transparency, time-bound decision-making process and the teamwork is very important. And I feel that this is the future of our country. We are marching towards to become India as a super economic power. It is only on the basis of people like you. And I am confident our future is bright. You are very lucky people that you are getting good university. In the country, we need thousands of universities like this, thousands of research laboratories. And now this is the need of the country. And only my request is, if it is possible for you, to make more concentration for rural, tribal and agriculture sector. The huge raw material is available. We can make miracles. We can eradicate the poverty. We can create more employment potential. And we can contribute in our growth. But we need to have a specific vision for that area. The socially, economically, educationally backward area, this is not a good picture for the country. We need to change it. And we are capable to change it. And people like you with your new innovation and research, you are definitely going to change it. So really, I feel proud that I am here. Really, it is a great thing that the university's infrastructure is very, very excellent. And at the same time, the university is well recognized, not on only national level, but university is recognized in world level. God bless you. Best luck all of you. I am wishing a best luck. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Now the presidential address by the Honorable Chancellor, Professor Khageshwar Pradhan.
His Excellency, the Governor of Odisha, Professor Ganesh Rajji, Honorable Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, Shri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gases, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Higher Education, Government of Odisha, Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu Ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amit Banerjee, Registrar, members of the Board of Management, members of the faculties, officers and staff of the university, distinguished invitees, dear students, representative of electronic and print media. I am delighted to preside over the 60th convocation ceremony of the Shiksha Anusandhan deemed to be university, which is being held today. Convocation is a very important event in the calendar of the university, which is full of competition and challenges. I congratulated Dr. Devi Prasad Duari, Director of MP Birla Planetarium, Kolkata, for receiving Doctor of Science, for his eminence in science and education. Over 23 years down the line, since the Shiksha Anusandhan was established as a trust in 1996, today it has emerged as one of the higher education edifices of Eastern India, with 9 institutions under Shiksha Anusandhan deemed to be university, and more than 10,000 students, including many from abroad, pursuing various courses offered by the university. This university now ranked higher in education and research at national and international level according to the assessment made by various government and private organizations. The details have been given by the Vice Chancellor in his report. India has greater access to opportunities. We have to face the challenges that require immediate attention. A study by National Council of Applied Economics Research, New Delhi, which is a non-profit think tank of economists, notes that 75% business globally expect the process of automation and technological upgrading that may require workers to develop and learn new skills in order to meet the evolving demands asked of them by the employers. Thus, our technical education must be reoriented to meet these challenges. India's economic progress and transformation into developed country are intrinsically linked to our education and skill development. The educational system needs to ensure that people get vital skills and knowledge that can support the transition to greener industries and find new solutions for their environmental problems. Most experts have proven on innumerable occasions that there is no desirable level of learning and knowledge depth in our students. These days, studying is a process of cramming. Rote learning still plagues our system. Most of them tend to forget everything once the examination is over. Year after year, the same cycle continues. The best crammers are often rewarded by the system. This is not my view, it is also our new educational policy committee have recognized it, and many other committees have recognized. at various levels. I'm not talking the higher level, various levels. This is one of the fundamental flaws of our education. It is now recognized by people and the academic institutions, for which the government is taking several corrective steps to overcome them. However, this is a long way to go. We have initiated a process of reforming our existing educational system and to introduce a new system. The goal of our new system should be to create entrepreneurs, innovators, artists, scientists, thinkers, and writers who can build the foundation of knowledge and skill. The new educational policy, which is in the process of finalization by the Government of India, emphasizes on research, particularly in the universities. Also, the proposal of establishing an autonomous national research foundation in the country is a welcoming step. India has to become a highly innovative society. A greater attention has to be given to research and development. We currently invest only 6.9% of GDP on research against 3 or 4% of GDP in other countries like China, Japan, Israel, and South Korea. Isn't it so less for India? By understanding and anticipating the direction of the future needs of employers, opportunities must be created for people who may not normally have a chance but are eager and able to develop the skills they need to succeed in the jobs that can help propel them forward. Government and private organizations must work together to ensure that education and training should align with the skills needed for growing industries and development. In addition to teaching, the faculty must devote time to conduct relevant research. This will improve the intellectual stature of the university and make the powerhouse of knowledge. They can potentially be think tank of national policy development. Our country is facing great challenges like global warming, ocean acidification, loss of biodiversity, urban migration, increasing demand for energy, and shortage of drinking water, polluted air, lack of safe disposal mechanism, fuel-efficient transportation, and many others. Universities should equip with multidisciplinary knowledge and interdisciplinary skills to study these problems and look for a solution to meet these challenges. Well, now, I congratulate the Vice Chancellor and his team of academic leaders and the entire staff of the university for their trying to achieve excellence by providing quality education and research. Also, I wish to congratulate the students for their accomplishment. The world is full of opportunities. You must seize them. Swami Vivekananda once said, "Awake, arise, and stop not till your goal is reached." My honest appeal and advice to you, dear students, is that you dream big and set your goal high. You must develop the ability to distinguish between good and bad and to follow the path of good. I believe in each of you, and also I'm confident that you will do well in your career. I wish you to sincerely follow the following. Watch your thoughts before they become words. Watch your words before they become your actions. Watch your action before they become your habits. Watch your habits before they become your character. Watch your character before it becomes your destiny. I once again extend my congratulations and special appreciation to those students who have received their degrees, awards, medals, and distinctions. The years you spent with us in our campuses will always remain special for us. Now you have the enormous responsibility as alumni of this university to play the role of SOA brand ambassadors. No matter what may be the student's qualification, it is the inherent human qualities in them which will actually make difference in making them stand in the crowd of successful people in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for your patient hearing. My best wishes to you all. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now the convocation address by His Excellency Governor of Odisha, Professor Ganeshi Lalji.
Jai Prabhu Jagannath. Kindly allow me, on behalf of you, the excellence, the eminence, and the brilliance and elegance of this, not only of this university, not only of India, but of the world. Also on behalf of the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, and the Registrar, and my dear friend in the government, Dr. Arun Sahu, to offer my most humblest compliments to the Honorable Union Minister, Shri Nitinji Gadkari, Shri Dharmendraji Pradhan, the two friends with the central government, and for delivering an address which couples, which blends innovation with the inner evolution, which blends physics with metaphysics, which blends with internet and internet also. Both the things simultaneously, the Honorable Shri Nitinji Gadkari has spoken to you. I am also reminded of the President of Korean Nuclear Society when she says that South Korea will stay independent in the face of the social conflicts and the political interests. And we will be focusing our attention only to those countries and those people who have a passion, who have a communication with the science and engineering only. That is what the countries perhaps are thinking on the lines. But I am very happy, see, that Honorable Shri Nitinji Gadkari has taken the second side of the hedge also. Yatra Yogeshwar Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara. Technology is not enough. Innovation is not enough. Theology must be a part of that. That is the essentiality, that is needed. As far as me is concerned, you are the most beautiful because of India, that is Bharat. And you will be the most beautiful in spite of the world also. But one has to question. If anybody questions, say Arjuna questions, then Srimad Bhagavad Gita is born. If somebody say Newton questions to himself, then perhaps the gravitational pull is born. Isaac Ravi says, I got the Nobel Prize and became the nuclear scientist only because of the fact that my mother would always ask me, not what did you learn? Did you ask any question? So as far as facing this world is concerned, the question asking is very important. And the first question which comes to our mind is, why the existence of this world at all? ये क्यों दुनिया बना? So the sages and the seers and the saints of the world, spiritual teachers must have experiences, and they say, एकाकी न रमते, एको अहम बहुश्याम. जो भी रचयिता होगा, in the words of Maharishi Kanad, the modern quantum science and this quantum world is because of Maharishi Kanad. when he was about to leave this world to for some other planet, the people approach him, do you believe in God? He says, Pillava, 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 atom, atom, atom. Ramanujan says that zero, God and infinity are interconnected, interrelated, interwoven. So whosoever has constructed this world, but this world was very beautiful. Celebrations, jubilations, felicitations, love, laughter, splendor everywhere. So whosoever, जिसने भी इस दुनिया को बनाया, उसने सोचा मैं अकेला आनंद क्यों लूं, अकेला थक भी जाता है. So he carved out this world. Of course, with the intention that the species in this world will enjoy all that which I am enjoying. And therefore, the happiness of the God realization, you can say, God particle, you can say, atom, you can say, shunya, you can say, infinity, you can say. Well, that happiness is unfading, boundless, indescribable, self-sustained, and eternally fresh. For this only, because of this happiness, the spiritual teachers say this world has sprung into existence. Now, once this world has sprung into existence because of this thing, so I derive only three things. Because of the paucity of time. The first is, I am an eternal fragmental part of that who sent me upon this earth. Therefore, I am unique. I am in the east, I am in the west, below the earth, above the earth, most resourceful power on the earth. Nothing like me. Nobody can manage me. I will never imitate. I am an icon in myself, you see. This is not what every philosopher is saying like that. Janaka questions Yajvalakya, what is the light of life? And the dialogue ends, self is the light. That is what Lord Krishna says. Atmana eva atma avsyat. Atma ev atmana bandhu. That is what Buddha says, Apadipo bhav. That is what the Bible says, God created man in his own image. That is what Vivekananda says, one who doesn't believe in himself is an atheist. That is what Christ says, that if you can carry a cross on your shoulders, you can become a Christ, you see. That is what Maharishi Aurobindo says in Savitri. The life you lead conceals the light you are. Meet the omnipotent in the house of flesh and make the life a million-bodied one. Everybody says like this. People believe in this thing. So the function of the university is, of course, no doubt, as far as I think, the university and the universe and the universal man, they are interlinked. The university must produce a universal man, a superman, you can say, a man with all the possible potentialities to conquer time and death. That is what Vivekananda says, rise of soul, conquer time and death. That is the first thing which I can derive, you see, because of this tiny speck of cosmos upon which we are living. And the second thing is, of course, no doubt, once God was enjoying, or the person who sent me over here was enjoying everything, you see, a blissful and very blissful life, you can say. So every moment of this place, living in this place, should be full of sextasy and ecstasy also. It should be full of all pleasures, you see. And Lord Krishna says, only two words in Gita, that is the essence of Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braj, aham tvam sarva papebhyo muchishyami ma shuche. No choice but to be happy. You are to be feel elated, you see. You are to be feel happy all the time. Every moment is meant for that. Every moment is a spiritual freedom. Moment is nothing else but the existence and the consciousness. And therefore, every moment is as fresh as the cool breeze, as fresh as the first ray of the sun, as fresh as the dew drops on the lotus leaf, as fresh as the pure consciousness that of a child. That is the second derivation, which we can derive, you see. Nothing to be sorry, you see. And the third thing which I derive is, for which the world is trying level best, and we also say, Vedantic philosophy, that is non-dualism, Advaitavad, Samanvayavadi Sanskriti, Yajnamai Sanskriti, inclusiveness, unity, pluralism, and diversity. These are in our genes. My Honorable Prime Minister of India, I won't talk of BRICS, you see. I won't talk of Yoga. Ultimately, that is nothing else but Srimad Bhagavad Gita. But I talk, he is moving with a flower pot in his hands to the world you see all around, emitting fragrance to the doves and the dragons simultaneously, to the colon bacteria and the atom simultaneously. सबको प्यार करो, सबको स्वीकार करो. Sustain and abstain. The only two words contain the total philosophies of the world till today. That is what the Honorable Prime Minister of India is doing, you see. Let nobody be proud of declaring that we are for the universal brotherhood. It is only this country, this very country, where 47 cultures have eloped. कुछ बात ऐसी है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी. We claim that everybody is a light. But that light comes from whom? ऐसे लैंप लिया है. सोक्रेटिस ने पूछा, रोशनी किधर से आई है? बच्चे ने फूंक मारकर बुझा दिया कि जिधर से आई थी उधर चली गई है. यत आदित्यम गतम तेजो जगतम भास्यते अखिलम यत चंदमसी यच्चग्नौ तत् तेजो विधि मामकम. आदित्यानाम हम विष्णु ज्योतिरिषाम रविअंशुमान मरीचि मरुताम अस्मि नक्षत्रानाम अहम शशि. I am the splendor of the sun. I am the radiance of the moon. I am the shining of the stars. That light comes from the person who has sent upon this earth to me. And all this is to be achieved only with 3-4 things, which the students of this country are trying their level best, but sometimes something is lacking. And the 4 things which are needed is, total literature of this world today is concentrating on 4 things, you see. Management, relationships, developing of the leaderships, and then the self-transformation, self-scutterment, self-discovery, etc. All these things are concerned with the management. So 4 things are required, you see. Time management is the first quality that is to be observed. Food management is the second one. Divine management is the third one. And I will talk of the last, which is the smiling management. People have forgotten to smile, you say. Smiling tender is nothing else but the aspect of the divine. बच्चे को देखेंगे कैसा मुस्कुराता है. दुनिया में किसी की जितने भी सब भाषाएं, पहनावा, सब कुछ अलग होगा, पर मुस्कान सबका एक है. इसलिए let us see and see. All these things are derived from the only thing why this world has been created. And our students, we all, including we all, let be the ambassadors and harbingers of that age which is the age of awakening and cultivation of a tender, polite, courteous, humble, considerate, patient and disciplined. Let us strive for that. That heaven we should endeavor our level best for the manifestations of the truth on this earth. All the other things, sufferings, distortions, discordances, disharmony are nothing else but the phantoms of falsehood. And I think the students of my country, India, that is Bharat, shining India, rising India, divine India, glorious India, will rise to the occasion and herald a new era of love, new era of blissful existence. That is what perhaps my prayer to you is. Ultimately, I conclude with the words, चिराग का कोई मकान नहीं होता, जहां जाएगा वो रोशनी करेगा. धन्यवाद. वंदे उत्कल जय.
Now the time for felicitation of guests. Honorable Chancellor of SY, Professor Khageshwar Pradhan will felicitate Honorable Governor, His Excellency Professor Ganeshi Lal. Now the Chancellor will felicitate Honorable Union Minister Sri Nitin Jairam Gadkari ji. Now the Vice Chancellor will felicitate Honorable Union Minister Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji. Now the Vice Chancellor will felicitate Honorable Minister, Government of Orissa, Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu. Now, Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Governor will felicitate the Chancellor SY. Now, the Chief Guest will felicitate the Vice Chancellor SY.
The 6th convocation of the university has been called to award honorary degrees, PhD, gold medals, and confer various other degrees on the candidates who have found qualified for the same. Let the recipient of PhD be present.
Honorable Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Abdul Akbar and 166 others candidates who have fulfilled the academic requirements and qualified for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree.
By virtue of the power vested in me as the Chancellor of Shiksha Anusandhan University, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and charge you to be worthy of the same.
Ambika Sahu. Anchal Arpita Gochayat. Dattatreya Karak.